and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Friday, March 14th. We begin in Anderson, where a jury has convicted a man for trying to kill a Pendleton police officer at a gas station. The jury yesterday found Ross Morlock guilty of attempted murder, cocaine possession, and possession of a gun by a felon. Morlock then pleaded guilty to habitual offender and felony firearm enhancements that will lengthen his sentence. Morlock exchanged gunfire with Officer Jerry Branson on May 7th of 2024 at a gas station at Broadway and West School Street in Anderson. The officer had pulled over a car carrying Morlock and a woman, both of whom were persons of interest from an earlier investigation. Branson suffered a graze wound and Morlock later shot himself in the head, though he survived. The Madison County Prosecutor's Office says Morlock is scheduled to be sentenced April 15th. In Indianapolis, another council committee approves a controversial nominee for deputy mayor. The vote comes 1 month after she faced serious allegations from some co-workers. News 8's Danielle Zulkowski reports.
Lena Hill will move forward in the confirmation process to become an Indianapolis deputy mayor. This was after the vote was delayed last month when accusations of negative treatment of employees surfaced. Lena Hill's first confirmation vote was scheduled for February 12th in committee. She was ultimately given a do-pass recommendation in the March meeting.
I am here to help, here to support, here to provide my background and my expertise.
Mayor Joe Hogsett appointed Hill to be deputy mayor of public health and safety 7 months ago. She was not confirmed in February after accusations of workplace harassment and negative work culture surfaced.
It sounds like there's some unresolved questions that have been brought up, some of which I personally have not been made aware of until this meeting.
Last month, Hill said she was unaware of any of these allegations.
I mentioned to you during our one-on-one some concerns around the culture of the division, right? And so this is not our first time having this conversation about the culture of the division. And so we've gotten several complaints about what is currently existing in OPHS.
During the March meeting, Carlette Duffy, the chief financial officer for the Office of Public Health and Safety, told counselors she filed a harassment claim against Hill in September, less than a month after Hill started.
These activities that are identified in the claim have continued to date, and it is frustrating and disheartening.
Hill declined to comment on the accusations after the committee meeting. She said the February meeting was traumatizing.
I think everyone should have the opportunity to respond. So just not having the details at that time was just taken back a little.
9 of the 10 counselors present at the March meeting voted to send her appointment to the full council. Hill's final confirmation vote is set for the next full council meeting on April 7th. I'm Danielle Zulkowski for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
The Public Works Committee wants to lower the speed limit in several parts of the city. The changes impact 7 streets, including parts of Madison Avenue, 10th Street, and South Meridian. Supporters hope that lower speed limits will mean safer roads and fewer crashes involving pedestrians. This proposal is set for a final vote on April 7th. While officials with Indianapolis Public Schools say they are taking steps to address measles outbreaks, even though we don't have any cases in Indiana just yet. A spokesperson for IPS says they want students and staff who may be traveling to other states for spring break to be prepared. The CDC says there were measles cases in 12 states as of last week, with 2 deaths tied to the disease, the first reported measles death in the U.S. in a decade. IPS says if a case of measles is confirmed at any IPS school, any unvaccinated students who are exposed will be kept home from school for 21 days. Let's talk sports. The Purdue Boilermakers are still in the hunt for a Big Ten men's title after a thriller in its second-round matchup with USC at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The game was tied with less than 30 seconds left. Trey Kaufman-Renn hit a pair of free throws to give the Boilermakers the lead for good. He tied a career high with 30 points as Purdue wins 76-71. The Boilers take on number 2 seed Michigan in tonight's quarterfinals. While the Ball State women's basketball team is headed to the semifinals of the Mid-American Conference Tournament, The top-seeded Cardinals beat Western Michigan Wednesday 82-53. They will take on fourth-ranked Kent State this morning at 10 o'clock. When it comes to the weather, Storm Track 8 says it's going to be a mostly sunny and warm day today, but severe storms are possible as we head into the weekend. Meteorologist Drew Narsutis has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
We've had really nice weather for quite a while. We're hoping this continues at least into early tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, all bets are off. So take a look at our forecast. Yeah, it looks like tomorrow night could get rough here, especially the further south and west you go in the Hoosier State, the more likely you are to run into trouble tomorrow evening. But this evening, beautiful. 65 still outside, if you can believe it. Winds out of the southeast at 7 miles per hour. Nothing but clear skies and beautiful views of the full moon. Of course, we have that eclipse going on this evening. I think it partially just starts after 1 o'clock. Around 2:30 is when the full eclipse goes. It'll go for a whole hour. So if you're going to stay up late, you have great weather for it. Mostly clear skies, comfortable conditions outside. If you're going to sleep right on through it, well, guess what? At least you have a nice morning to wake up to. By the afternoon, we're near record high temperatures. Likely won't break into the 80s, which would be what we'd need to break those records. However, 79 and on the partly to mostly sunny side with a lot of wind in the afternoon, and then tomorrow night those storms coming in. So we'll be talking a lot more about the wet weather coming our way this weekend, the stormy Friday night, and when we'll feel better by next week.
To get a peek at Drew's full forecast, just head over to wishtv.com, or you can download the Wish TV Storm Track 8 app. And don't forget to check out our Storm Track 8 weather blogs. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Friday, March 14th. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.